Well, happy Friday, Madcap Toys fans. You are back in the toy barn. I hope you're doing fantastic and you've had a great sales week. But before we begin, if you haven't already, what are you doing? Subscribe to the Madcap Toys family. We want you to be a part of us. Also, make sure you hit the bell for all notifications because each and every time we upload content, of course, you're going to be the first to know, and comments, you know we love them, so just keep them coming. So today we're going to talk about something that you came to the video for on one thing that eBay does that we have no control over. And we're going to talk about that in just a second. Yeah, I just had to go over there. There had like a item avalanche, a little bit, not bad, of some stuff that Daren and I have to start putting more of the smaller stuff in totes because I had to find, and just sold it on Poshmark just a few minutes ago, a golden egg. Yes, absolutely. So you guys know that we are already out of Easter by 5 days. So I sold an Easter egg 5 days after Easter. So I know we talk about this on the video a lot, but again, a reminder, if you have Easter items that are listed, don't pull them off. You know, refresh them if you need to, if you want to fix them up. You can still sell items after the holiday. It's a fact. Again, you guys have seen me videos ago, but if you're new to the channel, binge watch, but don't move from this one yet. You guys will know I had been selling St. Patrick's items in December. I had been selling Christmas items in the early summer. And Halloween items, I was selling like crazy in January. It's crazy how it happens, but it happens, and we're glad that it happens. So don't ever hold back on your seasonals. Like I said, woohoo! Got this from a Target pallet buy a while back, and I'm ready to ship this thing on out. Thank you to that person that purchased it on Poshmark, got it for a good deal. But again, seasonal items, don't be afraid. List them, list them, list them. You just never know. Even after the holiday ends, doesn't matter. People sell it or buy it after the fact. So go ahead and do it. All right, so we're going to get to our subject really quick before we continue on and talk about the things that we sold on Madcap Toys. The thing that really gets my gizzards, guys, is finding out eBay is doing this thing that you and I as resellers have no control over. You want to know what it is? Well, let me tell you what it is. It's when eBay dings you and your account if the carrier that you either dropped it off to or a carrier's in the middle of it, don't scan the item after you dropped it off at the post office. It's a huge pet peeve of mine that your account gets dinged. And you're like, oh, well, who cares? What the big deal? In 12 months it drops off. And I don't care. That's crazy. I can see if you didn't ship your order on time. I get that. If it's like they say you have to ship it out the very next day and you ship it 2 days from now and you get a ding. I understand that. You didn't do your duty. You didn't ship it off at the time they allotted. What have you. It happens, but also it's on you, right? Just saying. Or things as if you didn't ship it out at all. You canceled it because it was out of stock and you got dinged. Fair game, right? But it's not fair game if you did everything you could do. You even shipped it probably 2 to 3 business days earlier than what you said, right? Or what you set it for. And all of a sudden, you drop it off at the post office. And maybe that cool postmaster scanned it, maybe. But it didn't scan throughout the middle of it. Or maybe it wasn't ever scanned at all. Maybe it got overlooked. That's where it just kills me that eBay will ding you for something that wasn't your job, right? Wasn't your job to scan it, right? To scan it in, what have you. It's their job to scan it once they receive that box with the label or the card with the label or the envelope with the label. It's their job. So yeah, it's a pet peeve of mine. We saw it today. I saw it on the regular Madcap Toys site and I was like, wait a minute, it was 100% yesterday. What? And I popped into it, looked at it, looked at the drop down and looked and was like, what? and it said was uploaded on time, but no carrier scan. I mean, that's crazy. So have you guys have had any of those problems? Let me know in the comments below. Do you agree or disagree that I'm crazy on this, of being aggravated about it? That maybe I should just, just throw it to the side and no worries, it happens, etc., whatever. Or you're like, yeah, you have a valid point. They shouldn't be dinging your account for something that you have no control over. Let me know in the comments below. We would love to hear from you. But that's the thing that eBay does to us that is out of our control. It's insanity. Yeah, what are you going to do about it, right? And I think the biggest thing about it is, me and Daren are going to have to discuss, and we've discussed it some, but haven't really got into it. The times that they do that the most is when you use eBay standard envelope. It seems like the things that are at fault with that a lot of times is eBay standard envelope. It seems like they take them in, they throw them to the side, but they don't scan, they don't do any scanning. And I think that is what's tripping it up. And just thinking about it, I don't even know if the eBay standard envelope has a scan code. Let me know in the comments. I'll have to go back and look in the bag, because I have an eBay standard envelope to drop off tomorrow at the post office. Maybe that's the reason. Fill me in. Let me know. All right, we're going to get started, because you know what? Around here, it is it is about 8 p.m. Eastern time at night. Let's look out here. The outdoors still has sunlight. Yay! But I live out in the woods, guys, and I've had some raccoons come by, some possums come by, cute ones, but I just don't want to push the issue of getting accidentally walking up to one and getting scared or chased. So, so we're gonna get through this tonight. But it looks like we have still enough sunlight, and the cool thing is my cats usually come by when they know I'm about ready to leave the toy barn and try to walk me home. So maybe I'll get lucky there. All right, so we have today on Madcap Toys Plus, and that's what we're going to talk about today. We can carry on. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 orders to talk about. And we also have some pending. So right before I got out here, I sold that egg. I sold a CD, which we got to find. Daren's got to find a DVD in here. And I think he sold another CD-ROM type of software. I don't think it's a game, but it's some software. So things are rolling along. Oh, and I sold a pair of jeans on Poshmark. Took an offer and made really good money. Only paid about a couple bucks on the jeans, but made $15 profit. I can't complain. All right, let's get to it. Well, I could, but it wouldn't do any good, right? Let's get to it. So we're going to get started from here. And the very first one, selling the cassette tapes. Love it. Found these at the Fill a Bags, but also we've been finding them at yard sales a little bit here and there. And I'm excited because, Friday is the day to check out, or Thursday is actually the day. Thursday night is the day to check out to see if there are any yard sales pending in your area, going on to Facebook Marketplace, but also maybe if you guys have a local group that puts the yard sales, online to tell you about them. Lots of different, even cool websites that will help you find yard sales within your local area. I'm always excited to do that on Thursday nights, but planning out your route. And it was cool last week that even though it was in between things, between sunlight and rain, we were able to go out before it really started raining and went to a couple of yard sales. The one was really, really great, as you guys saw. I think it was from Monday this past week. So it was amazing. So the very first one is from Atlantic Records, Willie Nelson, Shotgun Willie cassette tape. Of course, found in the toy barn. And with the April discount, it sold for $7.99 plus shipping to boot. Thank you so much. Love the media. Keeps on rolling. And then this one, I already got a positive feedback on because I shipped it very next day. Didn't have to, but I wanted to because I found them really quick in our upstairs clothing area. This is from Fuzzy Baba men's slipper socks. Love these. These look so holiday-ish and so comfy. Red, black, plaid, holiday, Christmas slippers, basically size large to extra large. So they took advantage of not only the April discount, but the volume discount. If you buy 3 or more, and I only had 3 pairs at the time, they took advantage of the 20% off. Already got positive feedback for all 3 pairs of these. So it's a sellout. So I'm so excited about that. Recently got that from the Jordan buy about a month ago, and these sold for $29.97 plus ship. Can't complain on that at all. Only paid maybe a few bucks on that. And here's another media buy. This one also just got a positive feedback on, just shipped it out late last week. This is from Arthur Fiddler and Boston Pops. Rhapsody in Blue Concerto in F cassette tape. And they took advantage of the April discount, and this sold for $5.99 plus ship. So pretty much what we had asked for at that time. And next up, another piece of media buy. This is from Badfinger, the Best of Badfinger CD. Of course, found in the Toy Barn. Took a little deal on this one. Sold for $5 plus ship. Not too bad. And I really like the cover, the CD cases. I always talk about the CD cases, if they're good, you know, or if they're original or non-original like this one. Or if they have what I call split cracks in the jewel case, either in the front or the back. I note that. I not only picture it by itself, but I also note that in the description too. So I always want to make sure if they're collecting CDs that they know what they're getting as far as the condition of the case, for sure. And the CD too, but we don't try to sell CDs that are in too bad a shape. If they are, we pitch them and move on. All right, that Maybelline buy, that was excellent in that palette. That little teeny tiny box that has had about 30 packs of these 2-pack Maybelline brush combs has been profiting really well ever since. Found on River Shelf 3. We only have 28 packs of these left. So this is the Maybelline Expert Tools Brush and Comb 2-pack, brand new in box. And even with the April discount, it sold for $11.95 with free ship. You're probably asking, what did it come out to after the fact, after you shipped it out with free shipping? Still made profit. After the label, we made $4.80 profit on that little pack. So think that pack, if you added that up for me, you're talking about over $120 for a teeny tiny box full of these. And the whole entire palette was only $3.25. So banked. Did really, really good there. Very, very happy making profit. All right, and next up, you can still hear the birds tweeting out here, even at almost 8 at night. It's so funny. All right, and then this is a nice one. So this one was a media buy CD, I believe, at a yard sale. This guy had a lot of good 80s and 90s and early 2000s CDs. I've got to admit, he did a really good job. And this one flew out the door as soon as I listed it. This is Around the World in a Day by Prince. Why not, right? 1985. Very, very retro. Love it. And even with an April discount, sold for $6.99 plus ship. Exactly what I had it listed for. So very, very happy with that. And then back to back sold another CD, but this time it was Best of Steve Holly from 2014. And this one sold for $5.94 plus ship. So approximately about a 10 to 15% discount with that one. I think I took an offer on that one. And next up, this one's really springish. I like this. It's pretty mint. This one was found in the gingerbread bag. This is the women's long sleeve t-shirt from A New Day, so Target palette. Size medium. And this one sold for $7.99 plus ship. I'm loving the fact that a lot of the palette items that I've been, of the clothing anyway, the ones that are about $1 to $1.50 a piece, I'm selling them for like $6.99, $7.99, $8.99. When you have mass like that, you want to sell it reasonably and competitively to move it out so you can do it again. If you have it up there, once in a while, if you start higher, at first, you can wait. I wait about 6 months or so. And if it's not going down, it's just not moving like it should, then I start to, put down the price so many times, here and there until we move it forward. So that's what happened with this one, and very thankful because I'm still profiting on it. Now this one we found at a yard sale, but we didn't buy it by itself. It was in a box full of, guess what? DVDs. We found this and a couple of other items there, so we thought, why not put it on? Why not list it? And it worked. This is from New Balance, reflective safety vest, high visibility, one size fits most. And I think we probably paid maybe a quarter to 50 cents for this, probably, with all the DVDs inside there. But we sold this vest for $7.99 plus ship. It was opened, as far as it didn't look used. It looked like it wasn't even pulled out, but someone must have opened the other side of the plastic and didn't put it back or what have you, so I didn't list it as new. But I don't believe anybody, unfolded it and put it on anyway. But yeah, it went out for that. I'm thinking this person is using it for cycling at night. Of course, they had asked me a few questions about the reflective ability before they bought it. And next up, from the Cat and Jack series, this one's going all the way to California. Girls tiered woven pull-on white cotton eyelet skirt, size small. So pretty for the spring. I always love the eyelet stuff, whether it be the blouses or the skirts. Had those back in the day. This one was found in the Rudolph bag. And the skirt sold for $8.99 plus ship. Very, very nice. It's brand new with tag. And I love it. Some of the yard sale stuff is already going out the door from this year in 2025. Love this. This book I picked up a couple weeks ago when we went to our first estate sale for 2025. And this lady had a box of her mother's books. And so I went through, they were 50 cents a piece, and I left about 4 or 5 there, like a Webster's dictionary and a couple things that just weren't, up to snuff. But she had a lot of romance novels, and I thought, well, I'll give it a shot. 50 cents per, how can I lose? So we sold one of them. This one was a very thick one, so I shipped it medium mail, but in a 10 by 8 by 6. And I even bubble wrapped it a little bit to protect the pages and the cover and front and back cover. This is A Rose in Winter by Kathleen Woodowith's book. And found in our media area, and this one sold for $8.46 plus ship. So about a 10% off there. Love the fact that I sold that because I only paid 50 cents and made that bank. That's what you do. I've told Daren this, and we just been going by this. We buy low and sell high as best that we can. That's how you make bank. And I gotta admit, on this next one, I made a sale on it about a year ago and ended up not being able to find it because our clothing area was not skewed as well as it is now. It still needs to get to perfection, but it's still not quite there yet. But for some reason, this pair of maternity shorts was hiding. So after the fact that the sale was canceled and I ho-hummed, I thought, oh great, because it was, I think I sold it on Macari or something like that. Oh, great. So whatever. So I went through a bag one day when I made a sale, and lo and behold, there they were. And I thought, oh, great. So at that time, I thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put it in a skewed bag. I'm going to put it on eBay, and I'm going to put the custom SKU in there. So if it ever sells, that's where it's going to be. So I did that, and it sold. It was found in the Elves bag. Went right to it. Took a couple minutes. Love the fact that fulfillment's getting easier a little bit. This is from Isabel Maternity by Ingrid and Isabel. Wide leg jersey maternity, short size, medium. And these sold for $14.99 plus ship. I know if I was super, super skinny but pregnant back in the day in the early 90s, if they were still available, I would have probably wore those shorts. They look nice and comfortable, and they're not going to affect, a girl's waistline once once the baby forms and so forth. So they look, really, really comfortable. So that's awesome. All right. And then next up, I found this particular cassette tape over in the original DVD case that Daren bought at a yard sale. And I like that DVD case. It does help store some of the DVDs, CDs, and cassettes. I wish I had a ton more because that would help our skewing abilities a little bit better. But we do what we do. That was Buffy wanting to come in. No, Buffy, we cannot join the video right now, sis. She's probably thinking I'm locked in here. She always has a panic attack about that. So next up, so again, I found that cassette tape over here by the original case. The Statler Brothers short stories, music cassette from Mercury Records cassette tape, found in the toy barn. And this one sold exactly for what I listed it for, $6.99 plus ship. And I believe that was all of it right there. So that was 13 that we have listed for Madcap Toys Plus, and we do have, again, some pending. So I just wanted to share with you that. But again, getting back to the core of the video, what do you think, guys? Isn't that annoying if when eBay sits there and dings you because you've done everything you could and all of your part, you've uploaded the, printed out the label, got to the post office on time, but because the carrier didn't scan it, you get dinged. Let me know what you think. Is that frustrating to you, or you think I'm just making all this stuff up and I'm being silly? Let me know in the comments and let me know what you think. All right, guys, I'm going to getting on. I'm going to take some pictures of some items so I can list tonight while Daren's enjoying some recreational stuff since he's worked today, and see what I can do before I have to go to bed tonight. But you have been fantastic. Have a wonderful weekend, and until next time, bye-bye.